She hit me with a knife.
Dude.
I mean, it's bad, but I mean, I'll go walk it off.
She hit you with a knife?
Yes, sir.
How do you do it? I mean, she stabbed you with it?
This is 17-year-old Jermichael Malloy regarding the murder of his 15-year-old ex-girlfriend, Danielle Locklear. Her body was found by an off-duty detective in the South River with cinder blocks tied to her feet.
Maybe, because I don't know her friends like that. I just know of them.
You know what I'm afraid of?
What?
I'm afraid she's dead.
That's a possibility, too.
I think it's a pretty high possibility.
The murder happened on March 11th, 2014 in Hope Mills, North Carolina. Police launched a massive search with over 500 tips and multiple agencies involved. Malloy initially helped with the search and even liked a Facebook page dedicated to finding her. But investigators noticed his story had gaps, and he had threatened her just weeks before. In the end of this chilling interrogation, you will find out his sentence.
We're here trying to help out Hope Mills with the missing Danielle, okay? So we're just here kind of trying to help them out. And I was available, so they asked me to come over and kind of talk to you for a few minutes, okay?
Yes, sir.
But like I said, you're not under arrest. No charges against you, nothing like that, so.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
17.
Yeah. 17? What grade are you?
I'm a senior.
Senior? So where you can try to go to college or what?
I want to go to the Marine Corps and do active duty for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm going to do college on my own, on my own time.
Like GI Bill kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're like already signed up and all that kind of stuff?
Delay entry right
Yeah?
now.
So what do you do when you leave?
June 16th.
Graduate and then straight to boot camp?
Yes, sir. June 16th, so that's 5 days later.
Paris Island or what?
Paris Island, South Carolina.
Hoorah.
I'm ready.
Was your parents in the military or anything?
No, well, I'm adopted, so my biological parents were Army, but my adoption parents were not.
Well, why Marines?
Elite, tough. Yeah, I like the challenge.
Okay. Well, I used to be in the Army, so I kind of thought we were elite too. But I won't hold you again. Marines are pretty cool, so I won't hold that against you. But so you go to boot camp, then they send you
I go to Camp Lejeune for my combat training.
Okay.
And I'm trying to change from reserve to active duty, but I want to do recon ultimately, so I'm going to have to go infantry. So I'll be in Lejeune for a while.
You want to jump on airplanes and kill snakes and bite their heads off with
I
you?
want to do it.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. You get a harness and you're on a rope. I forgot what it's called.
Stavo or what do they call that? I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. To kind of get you out of the hot zone. Yeah. I think they call it those. Is it Stavo? Something.
I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that's a great goal. I mean, and I certainly wish you the best for that. But you know what one of the Marine Corps mottos is, right? What do Marines always say to each other?
Hoorah.
Okay. What else?
Semper Fidelis.
Semper Fi. You know what Semper Fi is short for?
Always faithful.
Right. Isn't it Semper
Semper
Fidelis? Always faithful?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Because your future might be very important with what we have to talk about in the next few minutes, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to encourage you as we're talking to remember that motto.
Yes, sir.
I mean, those really are words to live by.
Yes, sir.
And you know, that's a good thing about the military. You know, they mold men and women into the people that we want to be, as long as we're willing to let them do that.
Yes, sir.
So it's a very, very admirable career, and I commend you for that. However, we got an issue we got to clear up.
Right.
Okay. We know for a fact Danielle's missing.
Right.
What missing means we don't exactly know right now.
Right.
We don't know if she's hiding, she's run away, she's shacked up with somebody, she went to the beach because she wanted to skip exams. I mean, we don't know.
Yes, sir.
But what I do know is that you know something. Okay?
Why do you say that?
Because you didn't pass the polygraph exam.
Right.
So, I'm here to try to get you over that hump, okay?
Mm.
Like I said, I'm not here to arrest you.
Okay.
This is probably not even a federal case in the end. I do federal cases. This is probably a state case. But we're bringing all our assets together to try to, you know, solve this puzzle, because that's
Right.
kind of what it is a puzzle. But I've been doing this for 25 years, okay? I'm an old guy. I'm ready to retire and let the young bucks come in and take over.
Yes, sir.
You don't flunk the polygraph without a reason for flunking it.
Right,
Okay.
I understand.
So there's something going on within you that's making you not pass that polygraph. So there's something you know in your brain and in your emotions and in the physiology of your body
Mhm.
that's not letting you pass that test.
Right, I understand. I mean,
Does it mean, it could mean a lot of different things. But I think you know something, maybe, you know, something really small, it could be something really big, but you know something that you haven't told us.
okay. Everything I know, I've been straightforward with y'all, Detective
Well,
Merriman, and
I think
coming
you-
here, I'm just like,
yeah.
honestly, I'm like really nervous, even talking to you, I'm just,
well, I mean, I would sit there, I'd be nervous too. I mean,
I've never taken a polygraph, nothing like, I've had nothing like this ever happen to me before.
nervousness doesn't make you flunk a polygraph, okay?
No.
They can do the dials and all that and make it so that that's not really an issue.
No.
They take all that, your blood pressure and your sweat and all that kind of stuff into
Mhm.
consideration. They can dial it up or dial it down, so.
So, she told me that.
But you guys were kind of boyfriend, girlfriend on and off, right?
Right,
Okay. What's your current status?
I'm single right now.
Okay, so you guys aren't together.
Right.
When was your last breakup? I know sometimes teenagers, they here today, one day, you know, they're back and
Yeah.
forth all the time.
We were like that for a while, and then eventually Tuesday, March the 11th, right before sundown, I was like, I'm done, like just flat out done, like I broke
So
up
you
with
broke
her.
up with her?
Right,
Okay. In face to face or
no,
what?
over the phone.
Over the phone. Okay. You called her and you broke up with her? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why? I
Because
mean,
of her
you-
insecurities, and she always accused me of hiding her, and she lied to me, she said she was pregnant, but then eventually said she wasn't, and I was done with her lying.
She accused you of hiding her?
Yeah, like on Facebook with my relationship statuses.
Like
we were-
hiding your relationship?
Yeah.
Not physically hiding her?
Right.
Okay. Like you wouldn't tell your friends or something? Or you
Like,
would?
we would break up one day, and my relationship status would be single. And then
Oh,
we would get back
gotcha.
together, and I just didn't want to change it,
You
because like,
didn't
we're
change
probably
it
going to break up again, so
All right. Well, how long was this on and off again?
it was like a month.
Oh, so you guys would have been seeing each other for a month?
Like, we would be together, and then we would be
No, so
together one night.
where did you first start seeing her?
June 17th is when boot camp started.
Before school started, or
Yes.
right at the end of school last year, depending on how you look at it. And what do you mean by camp?
It was a vacation Bible school camp down the street from my house.
And that's where you met her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like from a local church or something?
Yes, sir.
What church was that?
Upper room prayer household in the church.
Okay. And was she like new to the area at that time?
No, I've seen her for a long time. Like, I grew up with the family.
She's a freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I grew up with the family, so like I kind of know everybody, and I help out with Vacation Bible School like every time they have it because it's down the street from my house. And she came to live with her grandma for a while, so I just met her because she came.
Okay. So she wasn't living here before?
Right,
She recently moved
right,
within the last year or so to Fayetteville?
right.
Okay, okay. I knew she come from South Carolina somewhere, right?
Yes, sir. She had lived with her grandma before, but like she would come for the summer and then she'd go back. But
Okay.
her earlier years, she lived with her grandma because her mom couldn't take care of her. But then she moved back with her mom.
Her mom's in South Carolina?
Right. Now she should be in Fayetteville now, but
Okay. Her mom, what, just couldn't take care of her? Or
she couldn't like afford to take care of her.
didn't have the money?
Right.
So she sent her up here so she could stay with,
Right.
was it her parents?
With her
Her
grandma.
mom's
Yes,
parents?
sir.
Grandma and grandpa?
Right.
Okay,
And the reason she's here now is because Chris, which is her mom's former husband,
mhm.
they kicked him out, so her mom would like go wherever, and that's why Danielle got down here.
Okay, all right. So last June, you kind of started seeing each other?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you some tough questions, okay?
Okay.
And all I want you to do is tell me the truth.
Right.
Were you having sex with her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I noticed you said earlier that she talked about being pregnant.
Right. And then,
Only one way that happens that I know of.
yeah.
And so how long has that been going on?
Since like 2 weeks after we started dating.
Okay, so pretty much the whole time,
Yeah.
you've been seeing her. When do you think the last time you had sex with her was?
Month and a half before we broke up completely.
Okay, so this is
Because I
the
had
middle
told
of
her, I was
March,
like, all
so,
right, I'm done having sex, because she kept saying she was and then wasn't pregnant, so I was like, I'm
so
done
around the
having
1st
sex.
of February, sometime, maybe about the last time you guys had sex? Is that what time she was telling you that she was pregnant?
No, she had told me she was pregnant December
And how old is she?
15. Yeah.
Kind of young for that.
But she would never like prove to me completely. Like she would send me a test, it'd be positive, but she would send me a different test later on, and it'd be negative.
What do you mean she'd send you a test?
She sent me like a picture of a test.
Oh, she'd take a picture with her phone or something and
She
send it to you?
me, and
That's how she broke the news to you?
no, she told me like I think I'm pregnant. I was like, okay. And then
Okay.
but she would never. I would ask her when she would go get an abortion. She said she would go get it, and I would ask her to send me a picture of the test, a picture of her with her nana, and what clinic she would go to. She never gave me a picture of her nana. She sent me a picture of a test, but like it seemed old. It was like an old test, and
How many times did she tell you she was pregnant?
a lot.
Did she ever tell you she got an abortion?
Yes.
Okay. But was that as the reason, I guess what I'm asking is she supposedly been pregnant more than once?
Yes.
And she's supposedly had multiple abortions?
Right, and they're supposedly a failed or it didn't work or they did something wrong with the doctor.
Okay. Well, how is she paying for that?
Her nana has money saved up for her, like for emergencies.
Okay. So she didn't try to hit you up for...
No, I told her I would pay for it. Like she wanted me to pay for it. I'd do my best to pay for it, but she never asked me to.
Okay. Do you know if she's seen any other guys?
They got engaged. I've told Detective Merriman about, but she could never find him. But
Gage?
Gage.
Tell me, what do you know about him?
He's a soccer player. I don't like him just because he.
Oh, you play soccer?
Yes, sir.
For Southview?
He does.
Oh,
I
he
play for
does.
Cape Fear.
Oh, you go to Cape Fear?
Yes, sir.
You didn't even go to Southview?
No, sir.
Okay, I missed that point completely.
Oh.
I thought you went to Southview same as her.
No, sir.
Okay.
But
So you know the principal out there, Mr. Spruill?
Yes, sir. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've known him for several years. Okay, so you go to Cape Fear.
Right.
Okay. So you don't know necessarily a lot of her friends at Southview?
No, sir. The only ones I know is Alexis Cross and Alexis McDowell.
Okay. I actually spoke with Alexis Cross today, so, okay. So there's a guy named Gage,
Mhm.
who's a soccer player at Southview.
Yes, sir.
She was seeing him.
Like, when we would break up, she said she would go down there, have sex with Gage. I was like, really? Okay. She knows I didn't like Gage.
So she told you she's having sex with at least one other dude.
And she told me it was a lie. Sorry, Bert. But,
Sorry.
she told me it was a lie. But I was like, whatever. I'm over it. So,
Okay. She mentioned anybody else? Ever?
no, sir.
Okay. Let's talk about Tuesday.
Mm.
Tuesday was March 11th.
Right.
Kind of the last day that we can account for her,
Right.
at least at this point. What happened kind of like from the time school gets out till...
Okay. I only have 2 classes a day. So I get home about noon, and she had called me. I was walking down my driveway, and she said she was at the creek. I was like, why are you at the creek? I didn't go to school today. And I was like...
So she skipped school?
Right.
Okay.
So I was like...
Did she do that a lot?
She didn't go to 4th period a lot. She didn't like 4th period because she got picked on.
So she blew it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, right at the creek, I didn't go to school today. I was like, okay, cool. And she said there were some people there. She never said people's names, but when they came back, she was like, guys, are you there, guys? It's in a group of people. And then I hung up everything. I was like, go hang out with your friends. She said some other people that came. She said, excuse me, she said came. So I was like, okay. And I told her to text me when she got home. But she didn't text me when she got home. She texted me like not long afterwards. She said, yo. And I was like, what's up? And we talked a little bit, just chill. And that's when she asked me, when she had called me, she had asked me, do you want to be together? I was like, yeah, but I really didn't want to. I just went ahead and said yeah, so she got off the phone with me. And then she texted me all kind of stuff. But later on that afternoon, before sundown, I had called her. I was like, I don't want to be together, like point blank period. I'm tired of your lies. I'm tired of your insecurities, getting mad at me, just done. And I hung up, and then I called her right back. I was like, don't ever contact me again. I'm done with your stuff. And hung up, and I blocked her number.
Did you tell her anything else other than don't bother me again?
No, sir.
Was there ever a time that you told her something to the effect, I don't know whether it was then or at some other point, where leave me alone or I'm going to kill you?
I did, like, well before then. I was like, you're coming to my house.
What time frame was that occurred?
It was like at least a week and a half before, I would say. It was well before.
Beginning of the month then, basically.
I'm not gonna say yes or no, because I honestly don't remember.
Well, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if that was March 11th, you said a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
So to me, that's somewhere around the first one. I'm not gonna hold you to the date.
Yes.
Okay.
I was mad, you know.
Did you
six, seven days.
texted her that, or you
I texted
Facebooked that, or what?
She had texted me off a guy named James's phone. And she said he was a gay guy or whatever, I didn't care. But I texted her that because she had sent me a long message, and I got mad, and I texted her that.
Dude, why would you say something like that?
I was pissed, dude.
You pissed.
Okay. Me getting mad, you say stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course, the problem being you say that stuff about 2 weeks ago, and now we can't find her.
Right, I understand.
Somewhat of a problem for you, right?
Yeah, that's what the detective was telling me. And I mean, I completely understand why y'all like.
Yeah, you understand what we're talking to you.
You understand.
Okay. So on Tuesday, going back to Tuesday, March 11th,
Mhm.
did you physically see her that day at all?
No, sir.
Okay. Didn't have sex, didn't meet for lunch,
Nothing at all.
didn't meet after school, nothing. So when is the last day you physically saw her?
That would be 2 weekends ago at her cousin or Aunt Karen. We call her Ping Pong's wedding.
Ping Pong?
Ping Pong.
That's
That's her
her aunt's
nickname.
name?
That's
Ping
her
Pong.
nickname. Her name's
Okay.
Karen.
That's a new one.
Yeah. They call them Squeak, Ping Pong, Ninny, all that kind of stuff.
So two weekends ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 11th was a Tuesday, so Sunday would have been, or that weekend would have been the 8th and 9th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
both
2
ones.
weekends before that?
Mm-hmm. No, it would be
So back
the
in
8th and 9th,
Uh-huh.
and then that weekend before,
Okay, so the first
the 1st.
weekend of March there then,
Yes, sir.
which would have been, I guess, the
I think it was the 1st.
first and the second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and where was that at?
At the church down the street from my house.
Okay, same place from Bible school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the name of it again?
They
Upper
got married,
Room or something?
Upper Room
Okay,
Holiness
okay.
Church, all that.
I've seen it, okay. And that's the last time you physically saw her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, on Tuesday, you just had some texts and some phone calls.
Yes, sir.
On Tuesday, towards the end of the day, when you're having those texts and phone calls, did she say anything about she was planning on going anywhere, or
We were just arguing. She cursed me out. I was like, whatever, done. And hung up.
why is she cursing you out?
Because I
Why?
broke up with her and she got mad.
That's 2 weeks ago. I mean,
No, like that Tuesday. When I
okay.
broke up with her, she like got mad at me and she cursed me out and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, for the current, so
Yeah.
breaking up was kind of routine for you guys?
Yes,
then?
sir.
Okay.
And her getting mad and cursing me out was like kind of routine too. Calling me an MFer and I was a piece of that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I mean, I can see why you wouldn't want to put up with that either. Okay. So, when did you first hear something about her maybe being missing?
Wednesday afternoon, her Aunt Gina had called me. I was in school. Her Aunt Gina had called me, and I ignored the call, and I texted her. Now, she had texted me, you know where Danielle is? So I was like, no. So,
Excuse me a second, I'll turn this thing. Okay, so I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So on Wednesday sometime, you heard that maybe she was missing.
right.
Do you know a lot of guys at Southview?
No, I know Southview is a rough school, though, because I went to one of their football games.
Uh,
I almost got in a fight with some people.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Angel Velasquez,
No, sir.
Chris Burns,
No, sir.
Chris Hamilton?
No, sir.
Okay. You've heard of Alexis Cross.
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you spoke with Alexis Cross?
Chris.
I mean, have you talked to her since Danielle's been missing?
No, sir.
Okay.
I commented on her videos on Facebook, but she never said anything back.
Okay. But my understanding, Alexis Cross is one of her best friends, right? No, maybe not,
At first, when she first started going to Southview, it was like one of her best friends.
but not so much
But
anymore.
then she kind of faded away.
Who are her best friends now?
Samia?
Samia?
Yes. The Detective Merriman said she never could contact her, but she always talked about Samia.
Is that a nickname, or
That's her name.
you've met her?
No. And Alexis McDowell, but she had got mad at Alexis.
Alexis McDowell. Okay.
She had got mad. I call her White Alexis. That's what she called her. But she's a mixed girl.
What about some girl named Ashley?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is either? Okay. But you haven't had any conversations with Alexis Cross
No, sir.
since Danielle's been missing.
No, sir.
Have you heard anything about anybody seeing Danielle anytime Wednesday morning?
I heard that Alexis had seen her Wednesday morning going to school.
Okay, how'd you hear that?
Who told me that? I think Chyna did.
Who?
Chyna, Daniel's aunt. And I asked her to the Merriman if it was true. She said, yeah, Alexis said that, but she doesn't know if it's true.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. What people say and what people are telling the truth about aren't always the same thing. So you've heard that, but you don't have any independent, you don't know any of these guys or...
Right.
Has she ever talked about wanting to leave?
She talked about
She don't like it
here.
here?
Yeah, she talked about she felt like she was a burden to her grandma, and that's why she really wanted to go back to South Carolina, but she never made an emphasis on it. She had said it and then kind of moved on. So.
Okay. She didn't have a car.
No.
No, she doesn't have a driver's license.
She's just scared to
You
go.
got a car?
No, sir.
You got a driver's license?
No, sir. I have a permit.
You have a permanent, okay. So when you two would get together, did you pick her up? Your parents let you use your car? Or,
My mom, the church is down the street, so
Okay.
my mom would let me drive the car down the street.
You live in the same area there?
No,
Okay, well, you had to get over there somehow,
in the
right?
church. I live a mile from the church,
Uh,
but when I would come down here and visit her, I live with my aunt over in just an apartment complex over by the river. And I would walk down the street, walk across the bridge, and go to her.
so you'd walk from your
Alright.
aunt's house?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, my aunt would know when I would go in there.
So do her grandparents know who you are?
Yes, sir.
Like you've been to the house?
They know me.
They know you guys are an item, et cetera, et cetera. Okay.
Their grandparents like me. Her whole family like me.
Okay. Do you ever pick up anything that would maybe suggest that there was some kind of a problem with, say, her grandfather, like
She
maybe
didn't
he
like
was
him.
sexual abusing her or beating her or anything like that? You ever see her with bruises or stuff like that?
No, sir.
Okay.
He's lazy.
He's lazy.
He's lazy.
But did she get along with him okay?
She kept her distance from him simply because he's lazy, and she didn't like doing stuff for him because it'd be redundant stuff. But
she's not lazy.
no.
What kind of
Well,
grades did she get in school?
Last I heard, she was doing with A's and B's, but I heard her math grade was dropping as well because she didn't go to class. And she would
Is
ask
that
me.
her fourth period class, math?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
She would ask me for help, but I couldn't help her. I couldn't see her problems or nothing.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of good background information. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Let's go back to why in the world test.
I told you everything.
What were the questions that the lady asked you?
Do I know where Danielle's at? Have I talked to Danielle, I think?
She asked you about 3 or 4 different questions. You didn't pass any of them.
No, that's what she told me.
Yeah, sometimes it's close. They call it inconclusive. You weren't even close. You just flunked it.
No, that's what she told me.
And she's got no reason to make that up.
Right,
That's
right.
just the facts.
Right.
So what I'm trying to figure out is why that's happening. And let me tell you a couple things, okay? I want you just to listen for a second.
Okay.
I've been doing this a long time. I'm on the end of my career. I can basically retire anytime I want.
Yes.
Experience tells me that if you get yourself in a little bit of a jam, or maybe you get caught in something that's not the truth, really the best way to deal with it is what they're going to teach you in the Marine Corps. Deal with that sucker head on.
Yes, sir.
There's a reason test. And I can tell you what the reason is. The reason is because you know something that you haven't shared with law enforcement. I know that. I've been doing this too long to know other. I'm sitting here looking at your face, and I can tell, looking at your eyes and your face, that you know it too.
I've been up front with everybody.
I think you have, but I think there's something. There's something that you know, some person that's been bothering her, or somebody that told you was going to do something, or something she told you was going to do, or something you did to help her hide out, or there's something.
Right.
There's something out there.
But I've told everybody. I've been up front with everything.
Okay, don't worry about anybody else except you and me right now. Okay, forget all everything you've told anybody else. We have got to figure out why you're not passing this test. I know why.
Okay.
You do too. And we got to clear that out, because here's the deal. This ain't gonna go away.
I understand.
And, you know, your dreams about going to the Marine Corps and all this kind of stuff, they ain't gonna want anybody that's got a cloud hanging over them
Right.
about you might have been involved in this girl's disappearance.
Right.
They're gonna like, phew, dude, we got enough problems already, we don't need no new ones. And of course, you know, the military's trying to get smaller.
Right, right.
So they're looking for any way they can get rid of people.
Right.
So, you know, they ain't gonna have no use for you unless you're squeaky clean.
Right, I understand.
Okay. So whatever it is, and it's something, there's something bothering you. You gotta, the only way that I can help you is you gotta share it with
I
us,
understand.
okay? I don't know what it is, I mean, I could sit here and guess all day long, but there's something in you that's causing you to flunk this test. Not, like I said, not just one question, all of them.
Right, right.
And the one that's really concerning to me is when you're asked the question, do you know where she's at?
Right. Right. I've been up front.
Maybe you don't know, you know what tells, when people keep answering the question the same way,
Right.
I get a little uncomfortable with that. That's kind of rote or scripted,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like that.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't know where she's at right now. Maybe not. Maybe you have known where she's been at sometime since you talked to her on Tuesday. Maybe you heard where she was on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. It could be something as little as that. It could be something that somebody's told you where she's at or what happened to her. Not that you necessarily, you know, did the action.
Right.
But you know something up here that's causing you to flunk that test. You're too green and inexperienced in life to have a bunch of troubles piled on you that make you flunk a test for no reason. You ought to, if you didn't know anything, you should smell through that thing and boom, 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 you'd be out of here.
Right. I mean, I told you guys.
Dude, I can't help you if you don't level with me.
Right, I understand. I mean,
I'm trying to work with you here.
I understand.
And if you don't tell me what it is that's forcing you to funk this test, I mean, law enforcement's not gonna go away, we can't.
Yeah, sorry.
The only thing we care about is finding her,
That's it.
whether she's dead, alive, hiding out, whatever it is, that's all we care about.
Yes, sir.
If we find her, you know, down at the 7-Eleven at night, great. Hey, case over, we can go home.
Right,
You know, whatever the reasons why she was missing, she can explain that.
right.
But, you know, if we get to the point where we find her dead, guess who we're coming back to?
I know you're gonna get back to me. I understand
All these
that.
people that, you're not gonna be the only one that's taking a polygraph. We're gonna ask, you know, a bunch of folks to take one.
Right,
That, you know, people that are most connected with her. You know, because the truth of the matter is the people that kill people, for the most part, are people we know.
right.
Very few stranger-related deaths out there. It's usually some kind of domestic or some
Right.
pissing contest or some gang against this gang. I mean, there's some reason. You're not in a gang or anything,
No,
are you?
sir, I mean,
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to cover all the bases.
yes, sir. I mean,
Was she in a gang?
I know she hung out with some guys, like I've told Detective Merriman, that were supposedly having
Shady
weapons.
dudes? Yeah, had weapons. Okay.
Yeah, I told Detective Merriman that, and I don't know if she had told y'all, but she told me twice.
I've never spoken to the woman. I've never met the woman in my life.
Have y'all talked to Detective Merriman?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I've never, what I'm saying, I've never talked to Danielle.
Right,
I'm having to learn about Danielle through you,
I understand.
since I've never met her.
I mean, I told Chyna that, I don't know if she told Detective Merriman, but I told Chyna that she told me she tried to kill herself twice. I told her that
Why?
just because she didn't want to be here anymore.
It's usually more than that, though. It's because somebody's like,
Yeah, she got picked on in school. I don't know if Detective Merriman told
like
you that.
bullied or something.
Because of her clothes and stuff, yeah, bullied.
Was she like dressed different or something?
She dressed normal to me, but she didn't have the best of clothes. Like,
No, I mean,
yeah, you can afford what you can afford, but
true.
she ran away before.
She has run away before.
Yeah, like, but her
So-
mom, I found her. This was like
In South Carolina or in North Carolina?
South Carolina,
Okay, how long ago was that?
11, 12,
Okay.
12, 13.
If she's run away now, where do you think she went to?
Close friend. The only thing I could think of would be like a friend, but her closest
She's got
friend.
no money, right?
Right. The closest person I could think about would be her Aunt Tammy, but she lives in South Carolina with her nana, so.
Okay, so
But they were really like that.
she ain't got no way to get there.
Right.
She got no car, she got no license.
Her Aunt Tammy, like when the first time she was pregnant, she said her Aunt Tammy came in the middle of the night and gave her McDonald's and comforted her and stuff like that. But
Gave her McDonald's because she's pregnant?
because to comfort her, she was crying. Oh no, I mean, no offense, but they're like white people. I mean, no offense, but I mean.
Well, I'm not offended, I mean, doesn't bother me. There's a lot of white people that like McDonald's.
But like her Aunt Tammy and her were really close.
Aunt Tammy, where's Aunt Tammy? She's living
South
in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe she would go there?
They would do anything for her. I would say that they really would do anything for her. They're the ones that supposedly was going to give her and help her get an abortion.
You think there's any way that Aunt Tammy came up here and picked her up and carried her to South Carolina?
If so, she didn't tell me.
Oh.
No. So what about everything else?
All right. So you got absolutely no idea where Danielle's at?
Right.
None whatsoever?
None whatsoever.
Not even a guess?
I told you my guess. Maybe your Aunt Tammy or something like that, but other than that, no.
And you've done absolutely nothing to hurt her in any way?
Right.
And you don't know of anybody else that has?
Right.
Okay. And as we sit here today at March 18th, about 8:30 or so, you got absolutely no idea where she's at.
Right.
And you've had absolutely no idea where she's at since Tuesday when you last contacted her on the phone.
Right.
Okay. So dude, why are you flunking the polygraph?
I can't tell you. I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Well, you need to think of something,
I mean,
because you're the only one that knows.
I understand that.
I can't answer the question for you,
I understand
but
that.
there's a reason, and you know the reason.
I told you everything I know.
You're getting back to that scripted answer again.
No, I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean, that's just me.
it's just very unusual for somebody as young as you to be asked those kind of straightforward questions and you to flunk them all.
I mean, like I said, I've never had anything like this done to me before, so.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I should hope not. I mean, it's not, I mean, there's people in the 50s that never had it done to them before either.
Right.
It's not a, you know, a life experience that everybody goes through.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, you're there now,
Right.
and we got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, I mean, we've got to somehow or another explain why you're not passing the test.
I wish if I knew, I'd tell you.
Well, I think you do know. The question is whether you're going to tell me or not.
I'm not gonna
There's
repeat
something bothering you. There's something in your mind that's making you flunk this test.
that. Told you I haven't. No, I'm not gonna say that. Scripted.
No, I mean,
I'm just being honest with y'all.
that's just, you know, that's another clue. Every time somebody tells me that, oh, let me be honest with you, or I'm being honest with you, that's not the normal way to answer questions.
No, okay.
I ask you a question, yeah, man, hey, did you go to the club tonight? Yeah, man. It's not like, well, let me be honest with you. Yeah.
No, I mean, I understand.
So
where you're coming from.
when people answer me questions, well, let me be honest with you, my radar goes up like, okay, why didn't he just answer the question? Why does he got to be honest with me?
No,
I'm hoping you're going to be honest with me
Yeah, I
every
understand.
question I ask without you telling me you're going to be honest with me.
Right.
The suspect is sticking to his story, but the interrogator picks up on a specific verbal tick. To the average listener, this might sound like sincerity, but to an experienced interviewer, it's a red flag. The interrogator calls him out on it, explaining that a truthful person simply answers the question. They don't preface it with a claim of honesty. This moment is fascinating because it highlights the cat and mouse game of statement analysis. The interrogator is essentially telling the suspect, your very attempt to prove you're telling the truth is what makes you look guilty.
I mean, I
So-
understand where you're coming from. I'm just.
Because this, I mean, like I said, it's not going to go away.
Right.
And there's something, you know, I could sit here and say, I think you killed her.
Say it.
I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
you may not have. You may have killed her, of course, you're not gonna pass the test then. But you might not have killed her and still flunk the test,
Right.
because you know something that you're not telling me.
Yeah, if you say so.
And at some point, we're gonna find her,
Right.
some point.
I hope you do.
She's gonna show up, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, 2 weeks, a year, 10 years from now, she's gonna show up.
Right.
And in this day of modern science, you know, you ever watch TV,
You're gonna like find me again.
DNA and all this other kind of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
If you had anything to do with it, good chance it's gonna be tied back to you.
Right, I understand.
You know, it turns out, you know, she really is pregnant with your kid.
The detective said she wasn't, but I mean.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, never talked to the woman.
Right.
But I'm just saying, you know, like, you know, the stack of logs is gonna be getting heavier and heavier and heavier.
Mhm.
If all, you know, finds out stuff, oh, well, yeah, she was pregnant. And we do a DNA test and, oh, well, kid was yours.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or whoever's kid it might be. But, you know, she might not have ever even been pregnant, period.
You know, this is like coming from that one message I sent.
No, the reason I'm here is because you flunked the polygraph.
I mean, I know why you're here, but I mean, the reason y'all are all looking at me is just because I got mad and I sent a
No.
message.
We're looking for you a lot of reasons. Your most recent boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
People, like I said, people that kill people are normally killed by somebody they know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking not just to you, but to people that know her.
Right.
Yeah, you have threatened her.
Right.
That's a concern. At least your honesty, you admitted to that.
Yes, sir.
Because I've got evidence that shows you threatened her.
Right.
If you would have lied about that, I'd have been concerned because I've got it in writing.
Right, I understand.
We've got the messages.
That's what I'm saying. I'm up front.
So, I mean, that gives me encouragement.
Right.
But at the same token, it doesn't explain why you flunked the test.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So that's what I'm saying. You know something.
I don't know anything, sir. I mean, you keep repeating that, and I keep saying I don't know. I've already told you everything.
Okay, well, tell me something you haven't told me. Let me ask you a question this way.
Hmm.
You didn't know I was coming over here.
Okay.
Shoot, I didn't know I was coming over here until about 15 minutes before I came over here.
Mm-hmm.
But since we've been sitting here talking for whatever, 30, 45 minutes, I didn't even pay attention to even what the time was. What's the one thing, Fishy Man, I hope he doesn't ask me that. I hope he doesn't ask me that question, because I don't want to have to lie about it. Because I don't think you want to lie to me.
Right. I mean, you're
'Cause I mean,
FBI.
you seem like a pretty upstanding guy in a lot of ways. I don't know what's going on with you and this girl, but I mean, you know, seem like a sharp kid with a good future.
I
But,
mean,
you
you
know,
can ask me anything, and I'm going to tell you.
well, I mean, you know, I asked you if you've been having sex with her. You were straight up about that. So that gave me some encouragement. I mean, the part about having threatened her, that gives me some encouragement. But, you know, what I can't explain is this test.
Right.
So what I'm trying to get you is to explain why that may be. Whether it's you knew something, you heard something, somebody told you something that might happen.
I mean, have y'all ever been told her about getting raped? I told Chyna, I told Nick, and I guess they told Detective Merriman because she asked me about. No, I told Detective Merriman myself that she got raped when she was younger.
Okay, well, tell me about it, because I don't think I know about that.
All right, well, she was like 11. About 11, she met a guy named Andrew.
In where?
South Carolina.
Oh, a guy named Andrew, is that what you
Yes,
said?
Andrew.
Okay, okay.
And,
South
he was
Carolina.
short, like a short guy, but he grew facial hair. She never paid attention to it. And she got left alone a lot when she was little. So he came over, and he ended up raping her. Because he showed her ID, it was like 21 or 22, and he ended up raping her. And I told Detective Merriman that she's not really mind strong. Like, she's not the strongest minded person. So I don't know if that contributed to it or not, but.
All right. And this was when she was 11?
Yes, sir.
What
And
happened?
when she told me that, she cried for like 2 hours.
And what happened? Did she ever tell anybody?
She never told anybody else.
Never
She said
told anybody before you?
She felt like she could never trust anyone, and she felt like she could just move on from it. But she wanted to talk
So
about
the guy
it.
never got arrested, or
Right.
she never told her moms or anybody like that?
Right.
She just kept it all inside?
She just kept it all inside and tried to go on with life.
Okay. Did that seem to be
I mean, if you cry about it for like 2 hours, I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, she obviously have something upset about something, right?
right,
You know, it's also hard for people that had some kind of sexual assault to them to sometimes really, you know,
Trust.
enjoy having sex or trust anybody else.
Mhm.
But it seems like you guys were able to have that kind of relationship.
right.
You didn't, you said this is all the way back, 11, but she's only 15.
Right.
So
She
it's
had
only 4 years
a
ago.
boyfriend before me. She
Uh-huh.
said he hit her and everything, but I was like, really? That's not cool. So,
Were you the first guy she was having sex with
No.
consensually?
no. Her boyfriend before me.
You don't know who that is.
Kyle Goulet.
Is he from around here or
No,
South
in
Carolina? Kyle something?
Kyle Goulet. He's on my Facebook.
He's on your
He
Facebook?
might be in my phone, to be honest with you.
Okay. You've never met him,
No, sir.
but he's he's in your Facebook?
Right.
Okay. I hate Facebook.
Another one causes a lot of arguments.
Okay. So that happened to you when you were 11.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else has happened to her that you haven't told us about?
I mean, I haven't told you, I guess, about that, but
Yeah, but like, what you haven't told me about? Anything with her grandfather?
mm-hmm.
Other than you said she thinks he's lazy.
He's just a lazy bum.
He hadn't been hitting on her
No.
or hitting her or anything like.
He yelled at her, but I mean,
No,
other than that, I mean, that's
that's not unusual.
No. She would go on walks, but I mean, just because. If she was sad or something, she would go for a walk, but that's about it. She would come home, too.
Did she ever have a habit of staying over at other like girlfriends' houses or anything?
Mm-hmm.
She usually.
Well, when she lived in South Carolina,
She usually be home every night, basically.
when
Okay.
she lived in South Carolina, she would have friends over, they stay at night, they smoke weed and all that kind of stuff, you know.
So she smokes a little weed too.
Every now and then. I mean, that's a
What about
teenager.
What
I
about
used
you?
to, but I had to stop to join the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they won't give you a piss test.
I've stopped for a while now.
How often was she smoking weed?
When she would hang out with friends or like when she would skip
So she's
school.
bumming it off other friends.
Yeah.
She's not like out.
When she
there-
lived in South Carolina, she would buy it though.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
And she would buy more than I would. Like when I would go buy about like a quarter. When she would buy it in South Carolina, she'd buy like a half ounce.
Okay. Well, most recently, how much weed she been smoking?
When she would hang out with friends, she said she'd smoke a blunt or something.
What about other drugs?
No,
That's as far as she went.
that's as far as she went.
No coke, no crack.
No,
nothing
she's
like
not that dumb.
Okay. Has she been in any trouble at school? Other than
She
skipping
got in
class?
an argument with some girl. But I mean, that's as far as when she said she held the girl down. She was about to punch her in the face, but she didn't do it because she threw her
So
purse.
she got in some kind of fight at school then?
Yeah,
Who was that girl?
I don't know her name. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. All right. And no other family member she's having trouble with?
No. No, sir.
Okay. What about what's going on in your mind?
Telling you.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, but I mean,
Telling you the truth.
what's going on in your mind?
Anything else that I haven't told you that is important?
Well, one of the things that kind of led up to what we started talking about, I was asking you, what question where you might be afraid that I was gonna ask you,
Oh.
that you really, oh man, I don't wanna talk about that.
No. I mean,
I mean, obviously, you didn't have a lot of notice for me coming in here to think about it, but
Right.
since we've been sitting here, like, you might be thinking, so, geez, man, I hope we don't go there.
Right. I mean,
Well,
I didn't care what question you asked me. I answered it.
Okay. So there's nothing else you need to tell me?
No, sir.
Okay. And you look me straight in the eye and tell me you didn't have anything to do with her disappearance?
I'll look you straight in the eye and tell you it had nothing to do with her disappearance.
Okay. So why did you flunk the test?
I couldn't tell you. I felt that I told the truth and everything.
You know what a lot of people are gonna think?
But
You killed her.
probably so. Because of that message. And I flunked the
The
test.
message, arguments, having sex with her threatening you with pregnancy,
Right.
a lot of things not in your favor.
I understand that.
That's what I'm trying to think is, I don't necessarily think you killed her,
Right.
but I think you know something.
Okay.
And you can either have us on your team and be an advocate for you,
Mhm.
Nah, I don't think he did it. But man, that's awful hard to do when you're not passing a test.
I understand. I mean,
My reaction to sitting here talking to you is I think that for the most part, 90%, you're telling me the truth.
right,
10%, I'm thinking not so much.
because of the test.
Right.
I understand.
If you pass that test, man, I've been out here a long time ago.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think you understand.
I mean,
But I think the problem is you're only 17 and you don't really understand. Because, dude, this is some serious stuff. People don't go missing for days upon days.
right.
Somebody runs away for maybe 24 hours or something.
That's what I thought would happen. I
But,
thought she.
I mean, we're talking about, depending on who you talk to, Tuesday night or Wednesday morning is the last time somebody saw her.
Right.
It's all, that's a week ago.
Right.
A week ago tonight is when you said you last talked to her.
Right.
I mean, she got no change of clothes. I mean, nothing.
That's what the detective says.
So, I mean, she's not using her phone.
Right.
So
She doesn't
something's happened to her
respond
phone. Have you tried to reach out to her?
I tried calling her, texting her, messaging her twice on Facebook, and no
Since
response.
Tuesday?
Since Tuesday.
Or since you learned she was,
Since
missing.
Wednesday night, or
since you heard that maybe she's missing, you've
Right.
tried to reach out to her?
right,
And she hasn't responded?
not at all.
And no one else has responded either?
What do you mean?
Like you said, you put stuff on Facebook.
Like I messaged her on Facebook, like I typed out a message and sent it to her, and she hasn't read them and hasn't responded.
Well, you can tell if she's read them.
Right, it'll say seen in the time.
Okay, and she hasn't even read them.
Right,
Okay. What's your Facebook name? Or,
Jermichael Malloy.
I mean, just, that's
Yeah.
straight, it's not like somebody was telling me some
Right.
weird
I
name.
opened it for Detective Merriman.
Somebody looked at it already? You
Right.
showed them where you had sent her these messages?
And so she wanted to look at Danielle's page. If she asked, I would have showed it to her.
Okay. All right. And there was nothing else on there, like, it looked like she'd been in contact with anybody else?
Right, she hadn't liked anybody else's posts or nothing like that.
What about other social media stuff? Did she
Instagram.
do Twitter or?
She did. She might have did a Twitter, but I never did Twitter to begin with, so I don't know.
Okay.
But Instagram, and I gave Detective Merriman her Instagram name.
Okay. You know what selfies are, right?
Yes, sir.
Is she ever like taking selfies of herself like naked and stuff and like texted them to you
I
or
mean,
posted
she
them
has, but
online or
She sent it to me.
just to you?
Yes, sir.
Has she done any of that kind of stuff online? Where she might have met some screwball out there?
Yeah, she did. She never told me.
Okay. But she's done it to you?
Right.
Like full up naked
Like
type
full
picture?
body,
Okay.
but.
How long ago was that?
When we first started dating?
Okay, nothing recently?
Like maybe her chest or something, but I mean, that's it.
Okay. All right. Good. And you don't know of any problems she's been having with anybody else?
Other than getting picked on in school, no.
What's the nature of that? You said you had one particular class, did she like,
Yeah,
was the teacher was picking on her?
No, kids. Like she said what guys would.
Like hitting on her or just like bothering her?
Like picking on her for her clothes and stuff like that, and saying she like stinked or something. And maybe fourth period math class.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you a different kind of question.
Mhm.
How can you make this go away? How can we, in your mind, how can we possibly clear this up?
Off of me.
Yeah, if I'm sitting there
Mhm.
and you're sitting here, and you know that we dated,
Mhm.
we were having sex, she threatened you with being pregnant or not being pregnant, broken up several times, you told her things like, don't call me or I'll kill you,
All right.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I said she would come to my house, but
And then I go see the police, pretend I'm you,
Mhm.
and I take a test, and they ask you things like, do you know where she's at?
All right, and you failed.
Did you have any involvement in her disappearance? And you fail.
All right.
What would you think?
I would think you were lying, but then again.
Dude,
I
there you
understand.
go. So you understand completely where I'm coming from.
Right. But I mean,
I think you're lying.
But I say I'm telling the truth, but I mean, I just
Yeah,
can't pass the polygraph test.
Well, I mean,
I understand. I mean, I know you
so
said.
how do we resolve that? How do we come over this impasse? I'm looking for suggestions from you.
Right. I mean, I tell you I'm telling the truth, and You have to
Should I
take my
just
word.
believe you?
I'm not saying you have
And
to,
in
but
light of, you know, it'd be one thing if you just, we said we're gonna test all our friends,
Mhm.
and you come in and, okay, well, this dude flunked, this dude passed, you know,
Mhm.
and there's no other history involved.
Right.
Okay, then, we have to look at that a little bit closely. But you've got all this kind of these other things going
Right, I
on.
understand.
Boyfriend, breakups, pregnancy, fights, threats, and then you pass the polygraph.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, where do you think you're gonna be on the hit parade
Um,
of
At
suspects?
the top.
Right,
Yeah, I understand that.
so, I go back to my original question when we started talking about why you weren't passing it, is there's something. Dude, I'm telling you, there's something in this 17-year-old body right here that you're not telling me.
I'm telling you everything.
It's something, it may be some kind of kinky sex you had with her or something, or, I don't know, a three-way or something. There's something that's bothering you.
She said she wanted like an extra long dick, so I mean. God
Okay,
knows
well, what she wants, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
that.
That's, her wanting that's not gonna make you flunk the test.
Yeah. I mean, telling you everything.
Dude, there's something, man. There's something you're not telling me.
I'm telling you everything, sir.
Okay, well, there's not gonna be anything I can do to help you.
I understand. I mean,
I came over, I'm usually home eating, I'm usually about ready to go to sleep at night, I'm an old dude. But, I came over here to try to clear the, thinking that, there would be something that you would tell me, and we could clear this up.
mhm.
But we're not getting there.
I mean, I don't know what you're looking for me, because I told you everything.
All right, I tell you, why don't we take a break, let's take a 2-minute break, you want some water or something?
I really would.
Okay, huh?
I really, yes, sir, I would.
Okay, come on. See if we can find you some water. Get it? Get some water?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll try to wrap this up, okay?
Okay.
Couple things I want to go over real quick. Let's go back to Tuesday night. You were having these phone, texting and phone calls and stuff with her. Where were you? Where were you physically located? It's your house.
Yes, sir.
Where do you live?
7946, Highway 210 South, Archersville, North Carolina.
So you live in Autryville?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So you were physically located at your place.
Yes, sir.
So when our guys, I think our guys have your phone maybe?
Mhm.
So when they analyze your call records and they look at the GPS data and all that stuff, that's gonna show them that you're at your house.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna find that, no, you weren't at your house.
Right.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Was anybody else home with you that night?
My friend Dominic was there, my mom was there, my grandma was there, and 2-year-old Genesis was there.
Okay. So what time did you get home that night?
Noon. I've been home since I got home from school.
So you got done with school at noon that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you never left the house from noon until you went to sleep that night?
Right.
Okay. We didn't talk about this, so I'm just
Yeah.
trying, and I don't know, you may have told somebody else, but it was something that I neglected to go over with you earlier.
Mhm.
Okay, so you got home from noon, and you never left the house?
Right.
Didn't go to Mickey D's, or didn't go out to dinner,
Home.
walk across the street? You stayed in your property the whole time?
Right.
And you never left until when?
Till 10 o'clock next day to go to school.
10 o'clock in the morning,
Yes, sir.
Wednesday, to go to school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how do you get to school?
Sometimes I take the bus with my friend Dominic because we were supposed to have ACTs, the juniors. So we were supposed to have afternoon classes,
Mhm.
but we didn't, just bells were off. So we went to school about 10 o'clock.
Okay. So basically from 12 on Tuesday, 12 noon
Mhm.
on Tuesday, till 10-ish on Wednesday,
Right.
you at your house.
Right.
Your phone data is not gonna show anything other than that.
Right.
And we talked to this, who's the dude's Dominic, what's Dominic's name?
Dominic Lock.
Locke?
Yes,
Is
sir.
he a Cape Fear dude?
Yes, sir.
So he gonna vouch, what time did he leave?
He went to school with me. 10
He
o'clock.
spent the night with you?
Yes, sir.
So he gonna be able to vouch for you then?
Right.
So, okay, all right. What's Dominic's name? You got a number for him?
It's in my phone.
Okay. But it's Dominic?
Yes, sir.
Did you tell this to anybody else? Dominic? What's
Lock.
Dominic's last name?
Lock.
L-O-C-K or
Yes, sir.
L-O-C-K-E?
LCK.
And he goes to Cape Fear with you?
Yes, sir.
And you got a number, but you don't...
It's in my phone.
Well, you can get it out of your phone whenever they get done looking at your phone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he was there he came home from school with you?
No, he came over like about 8 o'clock.
He came about 8 p.m.
Right, and we went to school at 10.
He spent the night.
Yes, sir.
So there would be people other than him that would verify that he spent the night.
Right. My mom woke up and she seen him in my room and everything.
Okay. And tell me again, how did you get to school the next morning?
He drove me there.
He drove. He got a car.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what kind of car does he have?
It's a Dodge Neon.
Okay. And you guys didn't ever leave that night in his Dodge Neon?
Right.
Okay. Did he know what kind of issues you were having with?
No, he doesn't get involved in mine.
Does he even know her?
He better went to the football game, but she didn't like him. He was like, whatever, doesn't bother him.
Okay. But Dominic Locke goes to Cape Fear.
Right.
So I can find him through Mr. Spruill.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, that's good. That will be helpful to you if...
Y'all can see in my GPS I was home.
Yeah,
right?
well,
Okay.
believe me, we're going to check.
Okay.
Believe me, we're going to check. Okay. I want to ask you another kind of personal thing. How did you feel about Danielle?
I mean, at first, it was love, amazing. And then eventually...
Like, just love at first sight kind of a thing?
And eventually, spark dies down, and we just grew apart. I mean, I still love her. I mean, she was a good girl. And
Sounds like everything I tell her sounds like she's a great person.
no,
We have some truth issues about being pregnant or not, but,
some insecurities. But,
well, I mean, wouldn't be uncommon for somebody who's been raped, right, to
You're
be
right.
insecure.
I still love the girl today, but I would never date her just because she's insecure.
The thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is you don't seem like overly concerned about what's happened to her.
No, I mean, I commented on stuff, said I cried. I told her my message is I love her.
You don't seem real emotional when we're
Right.
talking here. You just kind of,
I understand. I mean,
like you're a prisoner of war or something. You just boom, boom, answering the questions.
No.
You're not like,
you expect me. I'm not gonna cry or nothing, but like.
well, I don't care if you do. I'll get you a tissue if you do. I mean, you wouldn't be the first person that cried sitting there.
I mean,
So you loved her.
I loved her.
You still
I still love her.
Okay. Well, what can you do to help us find her?
Whatever you want me to do.
You probably know her better than anybody else.
Okay.
Certainly better than me.
Yes, sir.
Certainly better than any of the other law enforcement guys that are looking for her.
Right.
So what? Give me some ideas. I mean, who should we talk to?
I mean,
Where should we look? I mean,
Alexis, both Alexises, Caroline, because I know at one point she was close to Caroline.
you think she's hiding out at somebody's house somewhere?
If it's a friend that I've never talked to, maybe. Because I don't know friends like that. I just know of them.
You know what I'm afraid of?
But
I'm afraid she's dead.
that's a possibility too.
I think it's a pretty high possibility. Usually when somebody's missing for about 48 hours or more,
Hmm.
it's, the odds of still being alive, it's not impossible.
I mean,
I mean, you hear people that have been, kidnapped and held for years. I mean,
hmm.
there's a couple pretty famous cases over the last couple of years where somebody escapes or been held prisoner and
There was one like
sexually
not too long
assaulted.
ago.
Yeah. So I mean, it happens, but percentage-wise,
It's really low.
every day that goes by is a chance that
I mean, when it hit me, like when I saw a video, I was like, "Hey, this girl's really missing." And then I put a comment that got me crying, and people liked it, and I feel bad for it. I feel really bad, but I'm not gonna sit here and pour out my emotions.
well, I mean, that was just something we hadn't really talked about. It's different. I mean, if you did love her but you don't love her anymore,
Mm-hmm.
then there might be different reactions.
Right.
But you kind of seem like you're maybe still in love with her a little bit, even though you know you couldn't live with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily.
I've always told her that if we break up, I was still more than happy to be your friend because she's a sweethearted girl.
Yeah, that don't happen very often.
Yeah. I mean, with my exes, I'm still friends with most of my exes, but
Most of the time that don't happen.
no.
It's pretty hard to, love's not that different than hate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, the emotions are very close and one kind of goes from the other.
I guess y'all grow apart, and then eventually you meet up and y'all just reconcile.
Yeah, maybe after some time goes
Yeah.
by. But usually like right afterwards, like, particularly, dude, if you told me you're gonna kill me, I don't think I'd be like up to like making up with you too soon.
But she understood I was mad, so I mean, you know, I get mad. I said bad things to my mom. Like I walked up like, "F you, mom." I'll go take a walk, come
Told
back.
your mom to F you?
She hit me with a knife.
Dude.
I mean, it's bad, but I mean, I'll go walk
She
it off.
hit you with a knife?
Yes, sir.
How do you do, I mean, she stabbed you with it?
No, she like took the knife, hit the back of the knife, and just like hit me.
And then she didn't cut you?
She didn't cut me, but I mean, it was the back end, the blunt end. Yeah.
Well, still.
Yeah, I was like, "F you,
She
mom."
probably deserved to be cut. You F you your mom.
But she like, we were arguing.
Still, you don't
And
do
then,
that,
and then
man.
she hit me, and then I said, "F you, mom."
You don't do that.
Yeah, that was bad. And then, you know, I went for a walk, walked it off, came back, apologized. Next day, we're fine. You know.
Okay. In your relationship with your mom
Mm.
and in your relationship with Danielle,
In an attempt to normalize getting angry, the young man offers a seemingly random anecdote about a fight with his mother. He casually mentions that during an argument, she hit him with a knife. While he frames this as a minor, resolved domestic dispute, a psychologist would call this a pressure leak. Under the immense stress of a murder investigation, his mind drifts to a memory of violent conflict and a mother's extreme reaction. It's a window into a home life that is far more volatile than he lets on, revealing a normalization of violence and rage that provides crucial context for his earlier threat to Danielle. "I'm going to kill you."
ever any physical violence?
No,
Never hit her?
never hit her. I would never hit her.
Never hit your mom?
No,
Never hit any other girls?
no, sir.
We're not gonna talk to anybody that's gonna tell us that you did?
Right.
Okay. All right. What else? What else can we do?
I mean, I'll let y'all look at my Facebook. Y'all can look at my Instagram.
I'm not talking to just necessarily about you, but who should we be talking to that maybe we don't know about?
Correspond that Gage guy.
Gage, okay.
The other day, everyone said she never found him, but he's a varsity soccer player.
Varsity soccer.
When you see him, he's like white, Latino. You look at him like he's a soccer player. He's white and
He
Latino.
just looks like a soccer player.
Yes, sir.
And you said you're a soccer player.
Yes, sir.
Cape Fear any good?
We second round playoffs.
Who's the powerhouse? Jack Britt or Terry Sanford?
Terry Semper's not in
Oh, you know,
conference anymore.
Terry Sanford's not your conference
But
anymore.
Jack Britt, we beat him. Oh my God, we beat him. It was so amazing.
Jack Britt, you beat him?
Mm-hmm. No.
So he's a white male varsity soccer player at Southview.
Yes, sir.
Gage.
Yes, sir.
You know what year he's at?
He's a junior or senior, I would say. He plays varsity, so.
And this is somebody that she was seeing before.
They supposedly dated. No, we had broken up, and they supposedly dated, and then they broke up or whatever.
Okay. Was this the dude you told me that she might have had sex with
No.
too? Okay. All right. Anybody else we should talk to?
If you can find out Samia girl.
Samia, that's the girl from,
Yeah, whatever lunch she has, she's definitely in that lunch.
is that the one that they got in a fight?
No. But,
Refresh my memory who Samia was.
one of her best friends.
Oh, best friends. She a freshman?
I would guess so.
Samia,
Mm-hmm.
okay. White, black?
Black, fat. No,
Dominic Locke, black guy, white guy?
black guy.
Okay. What about her friends like Ashley?
I don't know who
Do
that
you
is.
think they'd hide her out?
I don't know who Ashley is.
I'm sorry. Well, okay, you told me that. Ashley, what about Alexis?
I don't know about
Cross.
hiding her out. I mean, Alexis Cross.
She said we're grandma or something anyway,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
Up,
it'd
up the street.
be kind of hard to hide her out under grandma's nose, wouldn't it?
I would assume so. I mean, it's her house.
I'm just trying to think of places where, you know, if she ran away,
Mhm.
where'd she go? I'm sure she ain't got a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
She ain't got no car,
She
so
doesn't
she's
know how to live
got to
in
have
the
some kind of support system.
She doesn't know how to live in the wild, like for sure.
Okay. And she doesn't have a whole lot of money, right?
Right.
She got a bank account or
Well,
anything?
she gets child support money from her father, and it's like $300.
Directly to her
On a card, directly goes to a card.
that she has?
Yeah.
Or that it goes to the
It goes-
grandparents?
No, it goes to a card, and normally she has the card. But
Is it
normally
like a debit card kind of thing?
it goes to a separate account, and
And she can spend the money however.
Right.
You know what bank it's from or anything?
No. You can ask your grandma.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to figure out why she gets the child support versus her grandparents, but, okay, but still $300 ain't gonna last you.
It's just like every 2 weeks or something like that.
Oh, every 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
So she gets about $600 a month.
Something like that. Because her dad works for NASA and he gets paid good and he sends her money.
Okay. Is that basically what she uses for money?
Mm-hmm. And she'll like do like a little side job and get like paid like $50 or something.
Okay. All right. All right. One last time. Anything else you need to tell me?
No, sir.
Nothing.
No, sir.
You know, they say, bury your soul, it makes you feel better.
Sure.
Well, I mean, sometimes that's true. You tell somebody, I mean, hey, it's only you and me right now. And I don't even know where the other guy went to. But it's just like, I mean, I'm not gonna beat a horse to death.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty much done talking to you. If there's anything at all,
Not that I could think of, and I feel like I've told you everything.
okay. All right. You sit here for a second. Let me see. Your parents are here somewhere, right?
Yes, sir. There's
Let me
a
see.
waiting room down
Okay, let me see where they're at, and we'll get you out of here, okay?
there. Okay.
All right. I hope you've been honest with me. All right, your hands are cold, dude.
My hands are always cold in there.
But let me tell you something. If you're not, the world is going to come crashing down on you like you've got no conception of being able to understand.
Yes, sir.
If you killed this girl or you had anything to do with it, people are going to be all. It ain't going to be just me. You're going to have every law enforcement agency around
Yes, sir.
gunning for you.
Yes, sir.
They're going to try to make a case against you,
Yes, sir.
and it's just where it's going to be.
Yes, sir. I understand.
And if let me see if I have one of my cards with you. If something else comes up, you hear something, you have a dream, whatever, and you need to reach out to me. Of course, I probably figure that I would. Oh, here they are. That I would run out of cards. Here we go. You call me on here. My cell phone number's on here.
Yes,
Down
sir.
here at the bottom, 24/7. You call me.
Yes, sir.
You hear anything. I might be sleeping. I might be on the phone, but I will call you back.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And because people may talk to you. They may not talk to me.
Mm-hmm. That's why I told Danielle, I was like, if you don't respond to nobody else, respond to me.
Right. Okay? All right, let me find out where your parents are and we'll get you out of here, all right?
Jamichael Malloy pleaded guilty in May 2016 to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 25 to 31 years in prison for killing 15-year-old Danielle Locklear on March 11, 2014, choking her during an argument before tying cinder blocks to her body and dumping her in the South River in Hope Mills, North Carolina.